I'm going to show you the simplest, easiest dessert I've ever cooked on the Aldi Kamado. Welcome along to Barbecue Life, where great barbecue doesn't have to cost a fortune. My name's Tom, and today we're cooking brioche boats on the Aldi Kamado. So as I said at the beginning, this is the most simple cook that you can do. Everything can be prepared ahead of time. It's cooked on residual heat, so once you've finished cooking your main meal, you shut your vents down, go and eat your friends, and then come back sort of half an hour later, and these will cook on your residual heat on the Kamado. It doesn't use any more charcoal, and they only take about 5-10 minutes to cook. So let's jump straight in and show you what you need to do. So we started off with some chocolate chip brioche. So these are just from the supermarket, brioche little, they kind of look like a hot dog roll with chocolate chips in there. And that is our main outer for this cook. So that is going to be our boat. So just take a sharp knife and we're just going to run it down the edges, kind of curve it round at the end, and we're just going to hollow that middle out. So that middle is like a little chef's treat while you're doing your other bits as well. You can just pop them in and keep yourself going while you've got all your other cooks going. So we've got them hollowed out. Now we need to find our fillings. So I'm doing 2 different fillings today, but the options are completely endless. If you do end up putting something else in your brioche boats, then make sure you leave me a comment underneath, because if you're trying it, I want to try it. So we're doing 2 today, as I said. So the first one we're going to start off with is our strawberry and Nutella. So we've just got a few strawberries. We're just going to slice them, maybe about 5-6 mil thick, and just slice a few of them through, and we put them in the boat, line them up. You want a few in there, make sure there's no gaps. And then, as I say, the next one is Nutella. So we've just got a jar of Nutella. Take a nice tablespoon, pop that into a sandwich bag down in the bottom corner, and then we're going to snip that corner off, or I couldn't find the scissors in the shack because I'm too disorganised. So I just got a sharp knife and I just cut the corner off, and this turns this into like a little piping bag, so we can pipe that Nutella all the way over. Gives us a nice look on there, and if we were trying to be putting it on with a spoon, we're going to have blobs all over the place, inconsistency, and if you stick it to the fruit and you try and move it, it's going to drag the fruit from one end to the other. So the piping bag is definitely the way to do it. So we just pipe that on there and move them off to one side while we make our other 2. So the next ones we're doing is banoffee. So when I looked into this recipe, banoffee to me is banana and toffee, but all of the recipes on the internet say use caramel, and caramel and toffee are 2 different things. So I find this a bit strange, but stick with it because it massively works. So we're just going to take a banana, slice that again, them sort of 5 to 6 mil discs, and pop them into our boats. Again, make sure that there is no gaps. And then I bought this jar of salted caramel from Asda's, I believe it was. Cost about £2, and we're just going to use 1 spoon out of there, so you can have plenty of it left in the cupboard for a later date. And again, same with that, what we did with the Nutella. Get it into a sandwich bag in that bottom corner, cut the corner off, and then we can use that as a piping bag all over the banana, so that gorgeous flavours all work together. The next thing that I added was some toasted almonds. So we put these on the banoffee ones, and I put the toasted almonds on one of the strawberry ones, because my other 2 children don't want the toasted almonds on there. But I was thinking things like hazelnut could work really well on that, the Nutella and the strawberry one as well, if you crush up some hazelnuts on there, if you like hazelnuts. But again, as I said at the beginning, the options are completely endless. So at this point, we want to get them onto a baking tray with a bit of greaseproof paper underneath, just in case we do get any of that chocolate or the caramel come off, because if that gets on your baking tray, that is going to be a right pain to get back off. So we've got it on that baking tray. Now you can cover this with cling film and pop it in the fridge ahead of time. So we've prepared all this before our guests are coming around. We were out in the garden cooking, having a beer and having a good time, and we've not got to worry about dessert. Or you can hollow them out, cover them over, and then let your guests fill them. If you wanted to have an array of different fruit and different bits to pipe on the top, then that works even better, especially if you've got a group of children. They're going to love building their own ones. Just make sure they don't put too much in there, because you're going to end up with a big mess. If we pile it up too high, it's just going to melt and run all the way across the top. So I just popped mine into the fridge and left them there for about an hour while I was doing my other cook, and then we went into the kamado. So as I said, this is all cooked on residual heat. So if you've been cooking sort of a roast at 200, then this is ideal. If you've been doing low and slow, then you might just want to crack your vent up slightly beforehand and just get things up to around anywhere between 150 and 200. So not big range. 150 you can keep them in there a bit longer. 200 you can be taking them out a bit quicker. So residual heat, everything is shut down. I've not used any charcoal for this cook. Pop open the lid, get the tray in the middle. Doesn't matter if you've been cooking direct or indirect, because that charcoal's now gone out. So you've not got that fierce heat coming up from the bottom. You've just got all of that ambient temperature sitting inside the kamado. So mine took about 10 minutes, and that just softened up the Nutella and the caramel, and the brioche had a nice little tap to it, so that you could hear just how crispy that was going to be. Take them off, let them rest for a couple of minutes, because all of the sugar in this, you pop that straight into your mouth, then you're going to end up with some issues, because that's going to be pretty damn hot. So just let them rest for a couple of minutes, and then it's time to devour them. So I can't wait to dig into these. Go for that strawberry and Nutella one first. So that brioche has firmed up. That is like something else. That unbelievable. Let's give this one off you want to go again. It's all firmed up nicely. Nice bit of crunch. That again is just as unbelievable. Don't make one each. Like, don't pick. Have both. Most definitely have both. They're unbelievable. I love the way that you can prepare all these beforehand, leave them in the fridge. If that brioche does dry out slightly, it kind of rehydrates when it's on the kamado anyway, and by crisping it up, if it was a little bit dry to begin with, just that crisp on the outside is just going to be even better. So yeah, it's really good. Knock them up a couple of hours before, and they're ready to use that residual heat when you're eating your dinner. So if you like what we're doing here at Barbecue Life, then please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.